Welcome, welcome, welcome back from my hiatus. Man, it is good to be back. What's going on, everybody? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I know I just started, and if you're new, you're like, oh, who is this guy? Well, I've been doing this for a while now, and would appreciate if you would go ahead and hit that like button. Listen to what I gotta say. If you like it that much, go ahead and subscribe. It is free of charge. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do that. Anyway, from my hiatus, my vacation, I really enjoyed it. Oh my goodness, already making plans to when I'm going again. Didn't know I was going to like it that much. Besides that, I've never been on the ocean. I've seen the ocean before, you know what I'm saying? I mean, later in life, actually, but never been on it. And so actually, but yeah, no, I am definitely a water baby. I definitely like it. I enjoy the hell out of it. Then just going out there to Mexico, Costa Maya was cool, but Cozumel was where it's at, man. Golly, Cozumel was absolutely amazing. And then just, anyway, but it's been real cool. You know what I'm saying? If you notice, I've gotten a little tan. I was out there in the elements, I seen an electric eel. It was wild. I was in the water and I seen it like shoot by me. I was almost about to give it up and get out of the ocean. Because I was like, what's next? A whale? Like a supersized guppy? I don't know. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? A country boy like me ain't used to all that water, but it was really, really fun. And next time I'm jet skiing. Boy. Anyway. I've been kind of out of the loop, in and out, until just pretty much recently. Since I've been back, I got back here late last week. And so, then had to meet up with family, then had to do other stuff, and it was just bunch of stuff going on. So anyway, it was all good. What's going on with you, the blue? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? What's happening here? What's going on, Slayer? Hey, what's going on, Ocular Fan? Really do appreciate it, man. But yeah, y'all guys gonna have to help me out. I'm gonna let this kind of cycle through over and over again. I know about the Starfield situation, but everything else, like whatever little controversies, man, I've been kind of out of touch. I know I posted some things and then just kept it moving just to check and just to see what was going on, but for the most part, really didn't give a damn. but the Starfield thing I was intrigued by. And without fail, I hope people can now actually look at this and kind of see it for what it is. Not trip out anymore, not get in their feelings about it. Just understand what the hell it is. It is, the reviews is just not what it used to be. It's just not. The days of, like I've said before, I've said this for years. The days of the Adam Sesslers, of the game trailers, and then when IGN was credible, those are gone. It's more about clout. It's more about attention than it is about giving reviews. Now, listen, that's not to say that if people didn't like a certain game, then they didn't like it. But it is kind of funny to me that what I've seen is one thing that I did find funny, though. I did read a little bit of it on vacation, was seeing that one of the I guess it was the IGN, I think his name was Dan Stapleton or something like that, give a explanation by even doing a space of the reason why he gave Starfield a listen, if you are strong about your convictions, whatever the case may be, you don't have to give an explanation to anybody. Listen, I feel this game is this way, and that's when keep it pushing. For you doing that already says suspect. Already. There should be no second guessing. There shouldn't be no explanation. Listen, if you felt that strong about it, then hey, look, I'm sorry you feel this way, but this is how I feel. We keep it pushing. I don't need to do spaces. I don't need to get on Twitter or /X and make explanation after explanation after explanation of why I gave this game the score. Period. That was already suspect to me from the get. And so from like, if I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure some of you guys who's been listening to me for a while, you know that my prediction was anywhere from an 88 to a like 91. I just didn't see it getting to no 95 or anything like that. I just like the powers that be would not let it happen. And I've even made a post like, hey, if I come back, from vacation and I see that it's 90 plus, I'm just going to sit back and look and watch just the internet burn. But again, as you see, it didn't happen. And now I like I said, I've been kind of in and out. I got back to playing Starfield. I played Starfield for about like 10, 11 hours, between 9 and 11 hours before I left. Matter of fact, it was kind of crazy because I was talking to Kid Smooth just like 30 minutes before I had to get up and get to moving. And we were just talking about like, his experiences, my experiences and things like that. And so I'm pretty sure he's beat the game by now. Or I should say the story mode or whatever. And so like I was left and I was excited or whatever. And then so now I've come back and now I'm got deep in. And so I've been really, really excited about it. But to see it at an 84, like, bro, so like I'm just gonna go through here. We're gonna look through this real quickly. I mean, I'm not gonna make it this extra long. I'm back on it. I'm back on it, trying to get back on the grind. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to get back to playing some Starfield. She'll be on the next podcast tonight, and then get ready for GRG tomorrow. But I just like I'm looking at this right. Like I'm seeing Eurogamer. Is there any 60? 60? Like, I mean, okay, what does it say? Starfield pairs near impossible breathing with a classic Bethesda aptitude of systematic. Let me read more. Systematic physics, magnetic side quests. Let's see, and weird. It just weird, whatever that word is right now. But it's in sacrificing direct exploration for the sake of sheer scale. That's nothing to bind it together. There's nothing to bind it together. Okay. I mean, it's their choice. I mean, it's their thing. It is. Okay, so Oculus fan, originally it was an 88. Okay. All right. Because I was saying at 88 to a 91. That was my projection. I was like, look, 88 will be, they don't want it to get to a 90. The powers that be do not want to get it to a 90 because if it's a 90, it's automatically a game that's going to be contended for Game of the Year. An 88, if it's outside of an 88, if it's outside of a 90, then there's an opportunity that the game won't become Game of the Year, but it goes to determination of sales and things like that, right? But 60? Now let's not forget, this is the same media, right? And as you can see, this the little thing behind me that says fun. Cut it out. Like we don't know if no fun. These games have to be a certain way for you to. I don't know. It's a crock to me. It's a crock. But anyway, let me keep going. 60 is a game that is unplayable or not enjoyable. Period. Right? I mean, that is what we're talking about. Going into this is 1 point from the 50s. A 50 is a game that is not a game that you should want to buy or wait for a sale or anything. A 60 rating? And this is another thing too when you read this little part, right? Where it says, it's side quests, you know what I'm saying? It's sacrificing direct exploration for the sake of sheer scale. Listen, I posted something today and yesterday where it's talking about not only the scale, but the exploration. And let's put this all in perspective too. See, I see a lot of the people before I left was that they were talking about a No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky came out in what year? 2016? It's 2023. It took how many years from No Man's Sky to become what it is today? And that game completely flopped in the sense of nobody, so much so that Yoshida and them kicked that dev to the curb. They act like that guy never existed. Once that game got put out, it got exposed, and it was done. Think about that for a second. When people sit here and talk about No Man's Sky, remember when No Man's Sky came out, not what No Man's Sky is now, because if you listen to what some of these writers and some of these haters out here will say, they'll talk about this game, the 2023 version of No Man's Sky. No. That's not how this works. Because if you want to play that game, then what you should do is wait for as long as No Man's Sky has been out. Wait till Starfield's been out for 6, 7, 8 years. Then see what the difference is between what No Man's Sky is in 7, 8 years to what Starfield will be in 7, 8 years. Isn't that fair? Of course it is. But to these people, it's just not. I mean, listen, a 60, that's ridiculous. That's out of pocket. 80, I think that's a fair score. Here we go. Here's another one. Metro Game Central. Like, see, bro, this is my first time seeing this, so I have not paid attention to any of this. Like I said, I'm just coming in raw. I've sit there and just came here, seen family, come back, and start gaming. Start catching up on some games. It says, disappointingly low-tech space exploration game that relies too much on the legacy of Skyrim and Fallout and lacks the innovation and imagination to do its concept justice. Its concept justice. Listen, think about this for a hot second. Skyrim and Fallout are considered some of the best games that's been ever made. So if it's following the legacy of some of the greatest games that's ever made. And listen, I've never beat Skyrim. I've tried to get into Skyrim. It's just not my. I think it's just past. It's past its prime with me. Like, I don't. Like, it just feels old to me. So that's why I don't. And I bought the latest upgrade and I started playing it. Put about 3.5 hours into it, but I just felt like, man, I need to just get to something else. Maybe one day, like when Oblivion or something like that comes out, maybe I'll jump into that, or whatever the hell that the next is. It going to be Oblivion, Skyrim 2? I don't know what the name is going to be, but maybe I'll jump in and try to give all the efforts I can to Skyrim at that point. But Fallout, I do like Fallout. I like Fallout. I beat Fallout 3, didn't beat Fallout 4, but I put a lot of hours in Fallout 4. And I'm the first time, got to tell you, you know what I'm saying? I respect Bethesda games, but I'm not like this Bethesda guy. Even though Xbox picked them up, I'm not like a Bethesda just guy that just, and I'm not one of these guys to just jump in bandwagon wise just because Xbox owns them now. You know what I'm saying? I do really enjoy the Wolfenstein games, but I haven't beat them all. I've never beat a Doom. I've never beat it. I own them. I'll play them, but I haven't beat them yet. I mean, it's just something about Bethesda games that it's hit or miss for me. Like it'll be one of those games to me that I will jump, or I should say franchises that I will come in and I'll play them later. And then I'll fall in love with it. Kind of like how I did with Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, I hated it when I first played it, and then I played it just a couple of years ago, and then I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Why I didn't give this game a chance at that time? Just the mindset, right? But for me jumping into Skyrim and playing this game, for my experience, I've already got, I think, close to 30 hours into it now. I've been on one planet. That's a lie. I've been on 3 planets, but I've been on New Atlantis, doing that stuff there. When you start the game, of course, and you're burning bodies. Now, I thought that was pretty funny. I did see that while I was on vacation with Jaffe did. I thought that was clever as hell. But I've been on this one planet. And I've been on this one planet since yesterday morning. I got up early in the morning, said, I'm getting in. It was like, 5 in the morning? And I was on that, took care of some business, got back, started playing it again. And then I jumped on it again last night and played it until like 2:30 in the morning. And then I'm like, yo, I'm still on this planet. And when I jump back in after I'm done with this video or the stream, I'm gonna still be on that planet. And I've been walking around. I mean, now since the places that I find, I can fast travel. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, before I left, I was swearing that they were showing videos to us to where you walk 15, 30 minutes or so, and then there's a blockade. You know, once you walk too far, you can't go no further, right? Like most big open world games, there's always a cutoff line. Bro, I haven't seen that cutoff line. And I went into a place where the environment has turned, where it was all pretty much lush jungle, to now it's a desert, and the enemies has changed. Like it was the pirates, now it looked like I don't know. They look like cultists. I have no idea. I just fought them. They randomly. At least these guys talk to me. The pirates don't. They went up there. They was trying to tell me to get away from the place, but I'm like, oh no. Since you're telling me to get away, I know that there's some hot stuff here. So let me go ahead and just disobey those orders. Different creatures, all different types of stuff, man. Yeah. Yes, Iron Mike. Yes, I have. If you do not see the pictures, I finally kind of revealed myself. I posted on X/Twitter of me and my wife together, and kind of let people know, like, yeah, Slim Mega is in the building. I still got a ways to go to get to my goal weight, but. Yeah, no, I've been doing my thing after my back surgery. So, so thanks to the doctors to get me to get to where I need to be. Still long way from being where I was, but in the sense of like, football playing and all that other stuff. But I needed to get back on that grind. So, but thanks for checking that out. Yes, I have, Iron Mike, I have lost some pounds. But for real, man, I'm not understanding this. Like, if you're saying that these games are these legacies, these titles that are considered some of the best games that's ever come out, how the hell is it, bro? How is it that you're gonna give Starfield a 60? And what's another crazy thing is that you gave it the same rating as Eurogamer gave it. Look at that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I don't keep up with what's going on with the European critics and stuff like out there. But I mean, I'm assuming that they're two different companies, right? How is it that they how is it that they came to the conclusion at the same time to give this game the same score? Eurogamer is 60. This Metro game, whoever they are, a 60. I don't know. That's pretty wild to me. Pretty wild. Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you, Anime. He says, oh man, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel good. I mean, I was already in the process of when I think the last person that's called me K-Mega full 5 pounds, I was already way down then, but I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Keep the fat jokes coming. I don't trip out on it. I just take it as what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let people hate, enjoy. That don't bother me. So anyway, let's go and look at the rest of these reviews. Okay, so we got a 10. We got some 10s, which I'm against 10s too. I don't think anything should be a 10. Unless it is that type of game. Now, I'm hearing people saying that Starfield is the greatest game of all time for them. From my experience of what I'm playing, no, I'm not putting it in that category yet. Like I said, I'm only 30 hours in. But I am. I know it's better than a damn 60, and I know for a damn fact it's better than a 70. This game is an 80 plus. You can put it 80 or you can put it 90. I won't go as far as saying it's a 95 because I mean, if you want to knock it, because let's just put it in perspective, like a game like like Death Stranding, how good that game looks. Now, I haven't beat Death Stranding, so I know that it has a big scale. I don't know how big the scale is, but I don't think the scale is nowhere near the size of Skyrim. I'm sorry, I'm not Skyrim, but I mean Starfield. But you know how today's climate is. You know how the reviewers, you know how certain people, they want to talk about those graphics instead of just what's the enjoyment of the game. And for a lot of people, and that makes, and hold on, while I'm over here bringing that point up about Death Stranding, hold on. I think I told this to Ham Solo. I did ask this question to Ham Solo. If these people that gave Death Stranding from IGN gave Death Stranding a 10, and they also gave, let's not forget, they also gave hold on for a second. Stupid little dog. Somebody dog crying. Anyway, let's see. What's the other game? Metal Gear, Kojima's games. Both Kojima's games got 10s. Both games got 10s, right? So if you're going to ask these people, like, okay, so you thought that Death Stranding was a 10 or a 9.5. You thought that, and I know this for a fact because it blew my mind when they said Metal Gear was a 10. And I'm like, okay, cool. So what made those Kojima games better than Starfield? To the point to where you give the game a 7 out of, you know what I'm saying, a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, whatever. I think it was a 7 out of 10. What was so much better about the Kojima games over Starfield? And I don't know if they could give you an honest answer. Because from a lot of PlayStation people that I talked to that played the game, except for the people here later that jumped on to Death Stranding, like man, I really enjoyed Death Stranding. Like, yeah, it takes a while to get going, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. But for the most part, there was a lot of PlayStation dudes that just wasn't liking Death Stranding. It was too slow, it was too bland, it had all these other things, the same stuff that they're trying to say, right? And I'm kind of trying to understand, like, if that's a 10, Starfield's a 7, what was so much more impressive about those Kojima games? Unless it's the name, or unless it's because it's a PlayStation title or exclusive. I'm not understanding this. I'm really not. Like, if it gave it an 8, I know that there would be people that would be complaining, but an 8 is acceptable. I'm not tripping about, because there's going to be things about the game in Starfield that you're not going to like. I get it. Even if somebody went to as low as saying a 75 because they just couldn't stand the game, they could see the potential within the game, but it just wasn't for them. And I'll give it a 75. Okay, I can live with that. But a 60 or a 75 or less, bro, come on, man. Come on, you gotta stop doing this. You gotta stop. Okay, and now look at this. A 70. All right, let's skip that. You got a 0. For what? Rare garbage. Garbage? Word? Got a 10, which I'm telling you, like, you know what I'm saying, 10s used to be sacred. Now it's turned into a game of where we know that there's going to be people that's going to get out here and hate on this game. So we got to go out here and do the complete opposite and overlove this game just to try to balance out the score. That's tragic. That's tragic. That's tragic. Piece of garbage. Listen. How many times? Rare garbage, piece of garbage. I can guarantee you this person is the same person. Look at that. Rare garbage, piece of garbage. Oh my God, at least be creative. A 3. Oh my goodness. I think this is French. Well, whatever the case may be. All right, cool. A 10. A 10. A 10, a 10, a 10, a 10. A 0. Starfield have bad history, bad graphics, bad AI, bad IA. Oh, bad IA, bad shooter, bad missions, bad items and menus. This game is 2004, no next gen. And they just let you know, hey, PSN, son, hash, you know what I'm saying, underscore PSN. Let me tell you the real reason, K Mega. It's because the game is on Xbox. It is an Xbox exclusive. That's why no good reason at all. You know what I'm saying? No. It's not. It's no good reason. It's no good reason. Okay, we got a 10. We got a 9. I'm accepting that. A 4. Okay, this is. It looked like Spanish. It's a Spanish. Yeah, something like that. And so yeah, I can't read it. Well, I can read a little bit of Spanish, but I gotta kind of really focus on it. Let's see. Okay, a 9, I give it that. 10, I'm not feeling that. Just saying, great game. You're just trying to make the score high. 0, man. Okay, a man game is not a 0, guys. A man game is not a 0. A man game is a 6 or a 7. Or you know what I'm saying, it's a 6. Yeah, it's all right. I'll give it a 6. That not a 0. That means it's the worst game you've ever played in your life, bro. Come on. Anyway, this is tragic. This is absolutely tragic. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then this is what's also this is also a trip too, right? Because, right? On the Xbox, on the Series X, it runs better. It is a smooth, crisp 30 frames per second. No question about it. I played both versions. The PC version, yeah, you can get more juice out of it according to what kind of build you got. But the frames, the optimization is pitiful. It just got and it's not fully fixed yet, but they did do a patch yesterday morning, I believe. It was yesterday morning. Added on there, so the frame rates definitely go back up. I was playing the game around anywhere from, it would drop as low as 49 and it go as high as like 62 or something like that. After the patch, now I'm in the 60s to the 90s, but it still needs to be optimized better. So for seeing that it's an 87 from the critics on PC and not higher on Xbox is another indication of that this is a bunch of bullshit. It is just, what up, Optimus? It's a bunch of BS. When the game runs better than on the PC version. I've been playing mostly on the PC version because I can get more bang for it. You know what I'm saying? Like visually, it looks better. Not like overly better. Like it goes into like what kind of TV you have, all that other type of stuff. Like if you got a newer television, like I got a Q90R, looks good, looks solid, but it's not popping like it is on my Samsung Odyssey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it comes out, like you see it looking like, oh my God. There's parts in this game in Starfield that just looks absolutely stunning. But it's still the frames, if you care about that, which everybody's supposed to care about the frames like that, all over the damn place. This is, again, this is when you know that a lot of people is on that garbage, is on that BS, is when they're not telling you, okay, listen, my whole argument is about this frame rate stuff, right? And so I want the game to have the better frame, have the most stable frames. You can have 1,000,000 frames, but if that thing is jumping up and down like a yo-yo, that's unplayable. Just like if a game is at like 16 or 15 frames per second, like if it's 20 frames per second or whatever, if it's all about consistency, and it hasn't been that consistent on PC until just this patch. So that's why I've been kind of bouncing around, like trying to see which whatever. It looks better, of course, because I got a 40 series card. Of course, my 40 series is a juggernaut compared to what the consoles are. But when it comes to the frames, that's why I say I don't trip about 30 frames per second. I don't trip about 60 frames per second, 120 frames, 250 frames. As long as it's consistent, that's all I care about. And on the Xbox, it is consistent. It is smooth as butter. No doubt. No question. And honestly, let's see what you say, Dark. You said, honestly, I don't even notice the 30 frames per second, but I also have VRR. That's what I'm saying. It also goes to the television. You go, now, some of these people that's over here that got that $150 or $199 4K television that they picked up on Black Friday, I can see you might be having a problem. Sorry. But if you want to sit there and talk about all this and that, man, and if you got the good stuff, you solid. So the Series X should at least be an 88. If the PC version is an 87, and it still plays, and like I said, it still plays fine. It just jumps like a yo-yo. It plays a lot better now. After that patch yesterday. But the Xbox version frame-wise is solid. Graphically, of course, the PC, if according to what you have, is superior graphically. And I see Xbox Addict, okay, gave it 100, whatever. I'll give it a 7. I'm not going to trip out with it. I'm not going to trip out with a 7. But this is what, a 4. What is it that you've seen? It said you gave the game 3 hours. 3 hours? 3 hours, and you talking about you giving this game a 4? You're not even giving this game an opportunity. You're not giving it an opportunity. These type of games here is that you got to put in at least 20 hours. 20 hours. And then you come up with a determination. And I feel if people are putting in the real time like they say they are, then it is what it is. I don't know. There was another one I was seeing. What was that I was looking at? Was Open Critic. All right. Let's go to Open Critic. Okay. Open Critic, which I prefer. If I'm going to look at ratings, I don't care about ratings any damn more. I'm through with them. I've been kind of out of the loop with them. I'll post them to have fun and, to have a discussion about it. But really, nobody can ever tell me how I'm supposed to like a game. That's my prerogative on it. Today, case in point, today, when I made my post yesterday, there was somebody that told me that, well, it is very boring, it's bland, it did blah, 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 right? The same usual stuff that people say they don't like it. And then, I had to break it down to him because I said, look, and then because I'm exploring, I'm very methodical on how I play games. I'm not a person that you'll ever hear me say, I beat 30 games this year. What's the point? This is my opinion on it. You beat 30 games, that's fine. Let me break that down. Let me make a quick scenario, right? Okay. So I remember, I do it all the time, but I remember particularly this year. It was in 2003. And I went and I was behind because there was a lot of albums that came out in 2002 that I wanted. And I bought a bulk of them. I even remember I got Nas, Stillmatic. I got Jay-Z's double disc CD. I got Talib Kweli's first album, Quality. I got Eminem's album. I got Johnny Cash album. Now I know that's a big throw off. My grandfather always listened to country, and and I'm not the biggest country music fan, but I do like Johnny Cash. So I got his greatest hits. Then I picked up Justin Timberlake's first album and Ashanti's first album. So that's like 7, 8 albums. I picked them up all. Well, there were not albums, there were CDs. So I picked them all up, right? So I just start going through all of them. Like I just back to back to back to back to back. And I was just like, man, why I'm not feeling, the only 2 out of that, and the Johnny Cash thing was just for nostalgia because I like some Johnny Cash songs or whatever. And that was just because it made me think of my grandfather, stuff like that. So I didn't bump Johnny Cash. But the rest of them I did. And there was, I didn't like the Talib Kweli. I didn't like the Justin Timberlake. I didn't like the Ashanti. I was like, I didn't like the Eminem album. I didn't like any of those, right? And only 2 when I was bumping was Stillmatic, which that's still one of the best diss out. Ether is still one of the best diss album, songs I've ever heard in my life. Man, he killed Jay-Z on that one. Anyway, whatever. But I was like, yo, why am I not liking this? Why, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like I wasted money on the Justin Timberlake album. And then let's just fast forward a couple of weeks later. I'm sitting here playing Tekken Tag. And I'm going through practicing, you know, just playing by myself. And you know how you got the old disc player stuff. This shows how old I am. The rotation disc, you had like 5-6 discs in there. And there was a song bumping. I'm like, yo, why ain't heard this? Why ain't pay attention to it? What is going on here? Yo, this is fire. What is this? This is slapping. Well, that wasn't the language back then. I was saying it was dope, whatever. And it was Justin Timberlake's album. And I'm like, what? And so then I kind of just let that play out. And I'm like, why I didn't like it in the beginning? And then again, I waited till the next day or so, next couple of days, listened to Ashanti's album. Loved it. Classic. And then I did that to the rest of them, to Talib Kweli's first album and all that. Like, yo, what was I thinking? This is the thing right here. Going back to the point that I was making about when somebody says that they beat 20, 30, 40 games in a year. You're only going to experience those couple of games that really stood out over all the rest of that and just forgot about the quality time that you put into those 30 games. If I beat 3 to 5 games a year, I'm cool. On top of that, I play really big games. I like going into open world games. I like to be methodical. I like to take my time. I put this money onto this game. I want to experience as much as I possibly can into it. And so that's how I look at it when people tell me that they beat those type of games like that. And that's, to me, is where, with this guy going, now I got to revert all the way back to why I was making that point, is when the guy said, I just kind of run through it. I don't want to do all that exploring stuff like that. And I told him, and I said, look, bro, this is why Starfield is special, because you're going through the game a different way than I'm going through it. I'm experiencing it, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And this is all within the same game. That, if that doesn't scream special, I don't know what does. Like, if you can just go here and just say, oh, I just hit that button. I didn't mean to do that. Just go through that and just say, yo, what's going on with you, child of God? What's happening with you, brother? If you just go through that and then just, you know, go through, just think about that from that perspective of like, look, I'm playing this game completely different. Like when I was talking to Ham Solo the other night, I was like, oh yeah, where are you? No, it was yesterday. And I was like, where are you at? What part are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Man, he was doing something completely different than whatever I'm doing. I'm like, I'm still on this planet. I'm running around. And then on top of that, which is tragic, and I hope you guys I know a lot of you guys have been playing. The one thing I didn't know and nobody didn't tell me or I wasn't paying attention, you got to save quite a bit. If you go through something, you better save, because if you don't and get killed, oh, the pain. So I just look at this from this standpoint of why I feel the Starfield is really, really great. But if you don't think it's all that, that's fine. But you know that the game is not a 4 out of 10. It's not a 0. It's not, and that to me is where it all just gone to hell. The review thing is gone to hell. If Dan Stapleton is coming out here and trying to give an explanation, like I said in the beginning of this stream, then it's an excuse. He doesn't stand firmly about what he stood for. He's just wanting to try to get people to get on his side, because obviously he must feel some type of guilt for putting that game out to dry like this. And then one more other point that I want to make here before I begin to get out of here, because I want to ask you guys some questions. And I also want to do, because my boy Yobi, he got me something for my birthday and he told me not to open it until I come back. So I'm going to open it here now and see what he got me. So I really appreciate it, brother. And I want to hear your thoughts about this. I think what the media is trying to do is trying to put Bethesda in the same box as they did with 343. I really do. I really do. Think about it. a lot of when their negative stuff that they've come out with here over Starfield, it's been the same thing that they were talking. Well, it used to be great, but it's not the same. It's not. They haven't really innovated, or they keep making mistakes, or it started off with the bugs, right? Like, and people call it Bethesda and all that other stuff, right? Okay, that's fine. But now they're bringing up this stuff about, well, the greatness of Bethesda is kind of long gone. It's not there anymore. Doesn't that sound familiar to you? That sounds so familiar. And for a lot of people, it made them think that, well, Halo is just not, it's just not the same anymore, or it's just not good anymore, because for whatever that the nostalgia was that you had for whichever Halo that is your favorite, from Halo 3, 2, 1, whatever, right? The media is trying to guide you to think that Halo is on its last leg. Now they're trying to slowly tell you that, well, Bethesda just, they just don't have it like they used to. The days of Skyrim, those are old games. Those are old games. Nobody don't really care about those games anymore. You know what is really, really, really ironic about that whole thing because I've been reading a lot of reviews from the bad ones. And from what a lot of people are, once they read the bad review, the stands will get out there and they'll use them and then try to project this as this is why Xbox is dooming Bethesda, or Bethesda is whatever, right? The media tried to do that with turn-based games, right? Right? Look what's happening right now with Baldur's Gate 3. So much so that they're taking a turn-based game and they're trying to use it as a killing shot to Starfield, and the stands is trying to use Baldur's Gate 3 as an exclusive. So if that game wins Game of the Year, they can try to tout it and saying, look, PlayStation still is holding it down. And the right turn base was dying. This is one of the reasons why Square Enix is gone with from the turn base and doing what they're doing with the Final Fantasy franchise. The media has constantly been telling you what this needs to be. This is outdated. And they're trying to field. Where the media should tell them. And now again, let me not paint all of gaming media under one brush. It's a selected few of them that's been trying to do this. And I'm peeping game on that. And I know some people are saying, oh, man, I think it's a stretch. No, it ain't no stretch. All you got to do is go back and read the stuff that they were saying about Halo, going back to Halo 4. And now look at what they're starting to do with Bethesda. Well, it's just like that. Everything was fine and cool when Bethesda was third party. Thank you, Oculus fan. So I don't know. You said I was clipping. I hope I'm not clipping. Oh, okay, so I might be too close to the mic. But that's the thing that I'm trying to make. Oh, I'm sorry. I got mad. Yes. Let me put the mic away. I did get mad. Okay. Sorry. But that, yeah. My bad. All right. So yeah, that's my part. I got passionate. So anyway, so that's my point right there. Is that and if I'm clipping and if you didn't hear what I was trying to say, I hope you please let me know, because my bad. Because I thought I was hitting on something right there. But I just think that what they're trying to do with Bethesda now is they're trying to say this is an old dog, that the tail doesn't wag the same anymore, and that their games is kind of fading off. So get ready for this. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Now, they'll still probably maybe talk well about Doom, but Wolfenstein, all the rest of these games out here, they're not going to be capping on them the games like that. Fallout, we'll see. But the media is definitely trying to angle you to believe that this style of gameplay is old and withered. And what they want, and let's just be honest. So what some of these people want from the media is just to have something simple, something that holds their hand, guides them, and send their ass on to where they can finish off the rest of their day doing what they want to do. Like I tried to say, well, I said in the beginning, the days of when Adam Sessler used to say, talk about how he get down, sit down, get his almonds or cashews or whatever the hell he said he would eat, and get ready to grind, play some games. There's a lot of these reviewers that don't even want to play these games, and they get to review games they don't even like. So what makes you think that they're going to want to sit here and play through 200, 300, 400 hours worth of game to tell you a true experience of what they played if all they want to do is have them a 10 to a 15 hour hand holding where they can have all the accessibility options just to one hit every damn thing and keep it pushing? I don't get it. I don't get it. And you know what I'm saying? And so like, I hope you guys can see this. That's what I'm saying. Like the review thing is trash. It's gone because now it's more about shock and awe. It's just like when I was showing when there was all these 10s to try to counterbalance the zeros. How could that be real? Not every game that comes out now is perfect, and not every game that comes out is a failure. There is just not enough of these people that want to do I'm not going to come out here and say that they're being lazy. I think that there's a lot of coercing because of who pays them. All you got to do is go back and look at what they did with Last of Us 2. How Sony sit there and bullied those people. Is like, you're not going to get a free copy. You're going to get banned. And if you try to put it and talk about any of the controversy, we're going to shut your channel down. Or we're going, you know what I'm saying? You know. And they did it. They did it without any repercussions. There was a lot of people that was hot about what was going on with The Last of Us 2. But Sony was sitting there busting that ass, and the media and a certain part of the media stood behind the controversy, so much so that the worst game won the award. That Ghost of Tsushima should have won Game of the Year, hands down. I beat both games. I know what those games. I know what happens between both games. Yeah, there's one game that looks absolutely phenomenal. Both games are phenomenal. Don't get it twisted. But Ghost of Tsushima was something special. I mean, special. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that it's gotten out of hand, and it's up to you guys now to really make that decision. If are you going to really be paying attention to this stuff anymore? Because it is cool for the accolades of Game of the Year and nominations and things like that, but it is clear that they don't want that to happen. They don't want, there's powers that be that just don't want Xbox to be great. And the only way for Xbox is to be great is to keep doing what they're doing. Yeah, and listen, and what's crazy is that, and this is another thing too for those who out there that really care about the Game of the Year award and want to see Starfield get nominated. Think about this for a second. Ghost of Tsushima was at 83. It got nominated for Game of the Year. So Starfield still could be nominated for Game of the Year. Now, I don't know. We know that Spider-Man's going to get rated high. It's never been a 90, but some tells me that this go around that it will be a 90 plus. And Zelda and Baldur's Gate is too locked. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's got two, those two are locked. Matter of fact, those two are going to be the games that's going to win Game of the Year. Everything else is just a side bet. Even Starfield, I didn't think Starfield was going to win Game of the Year, but just seeing that being nominated having another Xbox game being nominated is really special. For especially having Xbox having such a bad year in 2022, first party wise, I should say. But then you got Star Wars, you got Hogwarts, you got Final Fantasy that's got a higher rating now than Starfield. Which, like, all of this stuff, we know what this is. I think for even the people that would look at some of us content creators and say, man, y'all kind of feeding the base. Nah, I think y'all know now. I think y'all know, especially for so many people who's been playing Starfield. I think we all know now. I think we all know. You think, Dark, you think Starfield will be nominated? No, it's not going to win. But it has a possibility to still be nominated because of the success. Because if they go by the rules of what they say they do, it goes by sales. It goes by it goes by the popularity of it. And there's no question that people will still be talking about Starfield here until the end of the year. Nobody's talking about Final Fantasy 16 right now. Nobody. Crazily enough, nobody's talking about Hogwarts, but I just think Hogwarts is going to get there because it was really that first game that broke out, like that just did all what it did. So, and unfortunately, as much as I enjoy Star Wars, I don't know. There's going to be some odd games out, and there's still a couple of games that's going to be coming out that still could be also nominated. I'm really excited about the fighters. Who's going to win the best fighter this coming up year? I mean, it's a two horse race, but I'm looking forward to seeing which game is going to win between those two. But yeah, no, look and watch Forza will get a 90. It won't be even. Forza Motorsport will get a 90, and it won't even be close to being nominated. That's what's sad about it. Like, I mean, because the way that they did Forza Horizon, if Forza Motorsport is in that high tier, which I believe that it will. I believe that it's going to be I believe it's going to be an 87 to a 93. I think Forza Motorsport's going to wow some people. But it still won't be nominated because it's a racer. That's just the name of the game, man. That's just the name of the game. So I don't know, man. But no, Final Fantasy 16 is toast. I think, unfortunately, because I know there's people that like it. It looks beautiful. You know my reasons behind I won't buy it. But yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting. And if Starfield, but long story short is that if Starfield does not get nominated, so what? So what? The powers that be just don't want Xbox to be great, and too bad because it will. And even though we're getting close to this ABK deal. And finding out what's going to happen with that eventually here in the next month or so. Xbox has so much cooking that it can't be stopped at this point. You know what I'm saying? I know that there'll be haters that'll tell me otherwise, but listen. And I got one more last point. One last point. And then I'm going to get out of here. I did a show on Addicts. I did a podcast with Addict, Kids Move, and Dirt Griggly. And I remember we was having this discussion about what was going to be the game because we still kind of thought that maybe Hellblade 2 could still come out this year. Well, we know now it's not. It's coming out next year. But I made the point of saying, look, I think Starfield's going to be a fantastic game. I think it's going to be it, but I think that Hellblade is going to be that game. I think it's going to be the shock and awe game that everybody that Xbox needs to show and prove. And everybody disagreed with me on the panel, which is fine. They respectfully disagreed because they were like, you know, oh, Starfield, the biggest game, and that's the and this is what this is why I'm saying like this train that Xbox is on right now, this path where Xbox is on, like there's no stopping it now. It's open, it's open. And think about what I said beforehand on other podcasts and also on my thoughts videos, is that if the only bad thing with Xbox this year is Redfall, then this was one hell of a year. And so far, so good. It's been one hell of a year. So Starfield did not disappoint. It didn't get the accolades that some people were thinking. But going back to when I was talking about that last year on our Addicts podcast, was saying, well, Hellblade is going to be that game, is because the stands nor the media that feels that they have to dog out Xbox can do that to Hellblade. Because Hellblade has already got high acclaim, high ratings with the first game, and that was an indie title. That was an indie. Now Hellblade 2 is going to be a AAA banger. It's going to have the visuals. It's going to have improved mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be more in depth. Even if the combat is just slightly better, everything down the board on Hellblade is going to be better than its previous iteration. And that's the game to watch out for, because that's the one right there that the media cannot dog out. Because if you didn't dog it out when it was an indie, how the hell are you going to dog it out now? And then at that point, then we should already know now. But then at that point, if there's some of the media that throws out and gives Hellblade 2 a 70, then, you know, then the fix is already in. But come on, what's going on with your Viper? You know what I'm saying? Dark Animus, what are you saying? That people are talking about Diablo. Nobody's talking about Diablo no more. Diablo was in the running, but Diablo's not going to be a contender for Game of the Year. Diablo is gone since Baldur's Gate 3. Simply Diablo has the monetization killed it. There's no question. And so Zelda and Baldur's Gate 3. You know what I'm saying? Viper, my main man, he said, I haven't had much time with Starfield, but I'm not going to make judgment before I get deeper. No, man, it's solid. Like I said, I've been on two planets. I mean, when you first start the game, and then when you go to New Atlantis or wherever else you want to go. Because I went to one crazy planet when I knew that I shouldn't have been there, got lucky, killed a couple of people, got a couple of legendary weapons, and then I got to New Atlantis, stayed there for a while, and then I've been on this one planet ever since. And like I said, I'm anywhere from 29 to 30 plus hours right now. So yeah, it's solid. It is really solid. But that was just going back to my point. Hellblade is that game. Fable is that game too. But for that game to get out there and to push, to kill every narrative, because that's what some people want to talk about with Starfield, is that like old graphics. Hellblade won't have all that. Hellblade looks insane. Plus, I can't wait to see what the combat's going to be, because they've been holding it out on purpose. I know people, a lot of people get impatient. They're like, man, they're not holding our bet. Nah, they're holding that on purpose. Because when they show it, man. Anyway, so that's the game to watch out for. So we'll see if I'm right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but so far from when we had that conversation over a year ago on the Addicts podcast, they were saying the Starfield was going to be the one. Obviously it's not, because of what's happening. It's still a fantastic game. It's under Xbox umbrella. This game is selling well. This game is doing well on all categories except for some stupid people's theories on whatever. And listen, for the people who don't like it, that legitimately don't like it, then your opinion's not stupid at all. That's your opinion. But for everybody else that's doing this just to do it, yeah, pretty stupid. But yeah, no, I'm just saying Hellblade is that one. So get ready for that. It ain't going to be Stalker 2. Stalker is probably going to get a middle of the road rating. It might get up there to the low 80s because of the fact that because of the Ukraine thing, there'll be some sympathy there or whatever, which of course, I'm saying, uh, you know, shout out to the people of Ukraine still fighting this war is ridiculous. But I'm saying that from the review aspect of it. They're not going to give this game that type of love. And then we'll see what Avowed is not going to get that. Avowed's going to get the same type of treatment because it's not going to be looked at as what these pretty games that some of the media wants to see, and that's just what it is. So, it is what it is, man. So, well, yeah, no, I know Stalker is delayed until 2024, but I'm saying like Stalker will not be looked at as a game of the year candidate. I think it's going to be a pretty dope game, but I don't think it's going to be in put in that category. It'll be just one of those solid games, just like with Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is not going to her yams and thickness. She will be a beautiful thing to see, but that's not going to be a game of the year candidate at all either. It'll just be fun to play. But anyway, but people do love Obsidian. They do love Obsidian, but I just don't see. I think the way that the media is angled in certain ways, they want to try to slow down this onslaught that's coming from Xbox. And once this ABK deal gets over with, you know what I'm saying, one way or the other, which most likely it'll be done, where it'll be under Xbox's wheelhouse, man, the fun really begins. So I don't know, man. Thank you guys for checking me out. It's been a minute, I know, but I cannot wait. He said my bro is all swords and sorcery. Avowed is what he's anticipating. I mean, no, this is, listen, Avowed, I'm not saying that Avowed's not going to be a dope or fun game. I'm just talking about it in a sense, since my whole little topic today was basically talking about these Metacritic scores and all this other stuff, how delusional and unrealistic this stuff is now. I mean, for even when they have a legitimate point talking about NBA 2K24, which that'll be something we'll definitely talk about on GRG tomorrow night. And maybe Bot might want to talk about it tonight. I don't know. For giving those ratings for what it is because of their monetization, that's legit. But they kill themselves by, I should say those words these days, but they ruin themselves by going and putting in stupid stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? A 60? You know what I'm saying? A 60? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what are we doing here? A 60? So a 60, a 60, like, I don't know, man. Like those type of things just doesn't make sense. And when you also have reviewers questioning other reviewers, that was something that I haven't seen before either. So that's you kind of know then that there's some kind of, there's motive behind it that's not legit, so it is what it is. But man, thank you guys so much. Oh, I said I was going to do this. Let me go ahead and do this right fast. You know what I'm saying? I promise Yobi. So I'm going to do it now. Here we go. Let me go ahead and do this. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'll cut you, then I'll go, and then I'll blast you. Anyway. So, man, appreciate you, Yobi. Let's go ahead and see what he got me. All right. All right. Here we go. Oh, a box. Oh, look at this right here. Okay. Look at this. Okay, so my man got me this right here. Hey, man, appreciate it. Oh, can you see? Oh, I guess you can't see it. Okay, here we go, right here. Look at that. Okay, so he got me this for my PC. So you know what I'm saying. So I can go ahead and I can hook these puppies up right here. This is dope right here. Look at that. So he got me this. That's dope as hell, brother. Yes. You're gonna have the beast shining and sparkling. Man, thank you. And then look at this right here. This is special right here. This is special. My man, look at that. We're gonna add this. We're gonna put that right back there. We might have to put that over Kratos right here. Look at this. You show me anything Tekken, it's over. It's over. And look, I'm looking at the back right here, and it has a whole assortment. Oh man, they got the whole. Well, no, they got King here. They got King on the back. Okay, they got Hayachi. You know, they got well, I can't think of her name right now. I'm thinking of Nina. And then, okay, because we got Devil Jin, we got my boy Kazuya, and then we got Jin. All right, okay, and then we got King right here. So they got a little assortment. I got to get them all. Man, thank you, Yobi, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, brother, man. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why you feel like you gotta do your brother like that, man, because I got you that, because I gave you my PC, my old PC, man. But brother, I really do appreciate it, man. God bless you. And man, thank you guys so much. I hope you come and check out the GRG podcast tomorrow night. Hopefully I'm supposed to have a guest. We'll see if she can come on or not. She hasn't hit me back yet. She did hit me back, but then we need to, because I don't know if she read my comment back again on Discord and all that other stuff. So we'll see. But you know what I'm saying? If she comes on, we'll have another lady on for the podcast. And yeah, man, ready to have fun, do our thing, man. And really do appreciate it. Rest up. Viper, I know you said you won't be on this week, but man, do what you got to do. Take care of your business, make that money, man. And thank you guys so much, man. I am out of here. I will see you here. And also, yeah, the PlayStation is going to have some stuff going on here in a little bit. So we'll see what they're going to show. Matter of fact, they're going to show the Horizon Forbidden West coming to PC. Ooh, we going to master race these PlayStation games, baby. We need some GT7 and we need some Ghost of Tsushima. And we're going to need some Horizon Forbidden West coming out here, so my 40 series can go ahead and make those games purr. Anyway, all right, man, we out. Peace. Thank y'all.